It's midnight. I'm Anita and you're watching Nightline, the top stories. 43 police reports lodged on Dubai move. Several people may be called to assist probe. And Penangites geared up for 96-hour water disruption. Our headlining story, the Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah said the palace will not be involved in any political manoeuvrings. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said the order was delivered when he had an audience with the King at Istana Negara on Tuesday. The message from the palace was delivered by the King during the audience with the Prime Minister on cabinet matters ahead of Wednesday's cabinet meeting. The Prime Minister said, besides stressing that Istana Negara will not be involved in any political manoeuvrings, Sultan Abdullah also said he wants Anwar and the government to continue the work of managing the country. In the same post, Anwar said if there is a proposal from any party to deliver a donation of 500 million ringgit or 750 million ringgit, it should be distributed directly to the asnaf and the poor in the country. He did not elaborate on the statement. But on Monday, the Prime Minister's political secretary, Dato' Azman Abidin, asked authorities to investigate allegations of a Perikatan Nasional PN leader involved in attempting to bribe influential individuals and members of parliament to overthrow the unity government. Azman said the PN leader, who was also a member of parliament, was alleged to have provided 1 billion ringgit of funds to bribe government members of parliament to withdraw support for the Prime Minister. Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister and Barisan Nasional Chief Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said Perikatan Nasional PN's claim of having enough statutory declarations SDs to force a change of government were invalid.
Itu tidak akan berlaku kerana kita mempunyai 150 ahli-ahli parlimen yang mendukung kerajaan perpaduan atau kerajaan madani, khususnya yang berhormat Perdana Menteri, dan saya fikir eloklah mereka yang mempunyai angan-angan besar untuk jadi Perdana Menteri atau partinya akan melonjakkan seseorang untuk jadi Perdana Menteri, itu jangan lagi buang masa.
PN previously claimed that the SDs were from members of parliament who withdrew support from the Prime Minister. Kedah Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Muhammad Sanusi Matnor previously stressed that PN already has a sufficient number of SDs to overthrow the unity government. Meanwhile, police have opened investigation papers in connection with the statements of some individuals regarding attempts to overthrow the government to the extent of jeopardizing the nation's parliamentary democracy. According to Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Razaruddin Hussein, so far 43 police reports have been received nationwide in connection with what has been described as the Dubai move.
Yang ini memang orang yang tak ada authority, yang tak ada local standard bercakap, seolah-olah apa yang kerajaan telah buat, apa yang menteri yang berhormat menteri telah buat, apa yang amat berhormat Perdana Menteri telah cuba untuk memanggil pelabur-pelabur masuk ke dalam Malaysia, seolah-olah pelabur ini akan jadi takut.
He added that police filed investigation papers under Section 124C of the Penal Code, as such activities would harm parliamentary democracy and jeopardize security and public order. He said the statements of some bloggers, including Raja Petra Kamaruddin, Wan Muhammad Azri Wanderes, Badrul Hisham Shaharin and Salim Iskandar, will be called for investigation in connection with the allegation. Tan Sri Razaruddin said the police would not compromise in ensuring Malaysia's peace and stability, will not be threatened by any act of provocation, including those politically motivated. The Prime Minister wants a detailed report to be submitted immediately in connection with the allocation of 3 million ringgit allocated by the government last year to overcome the problem of water supply at University Malaysia Sabah, UMS. Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said he was shocked by reports about university students who complained of not taking a bath because there was no water. Speaking at a finance ministry's monthly assembly in Putrajaya on Tuesday, Anwar said that he only knew about the matter through social media.
Saya tidak pasti mungkin dia mengambil masa untuk pelaksanaannya. Tapi saya nak dapat laporan mungkin daripada KSP boleh tanya KSU Kementerian Berkenaan dan mungkin pantau madani boleh bantu untuk menanya apa berlaku sejak kelulusan saya dan tindakan diambil oleh kementerian dan universiti untuk melaksanakan.
During a trip to Kota Kinabalu on May 31st last year, Anwar, who was also finance minister, said the federal government would channel 3 million ringgit to the state government in the next few days to resolve UMS's water woes. On Monday, Higher Education Minister Datuk Sri Zamri Abdul Kadir announced an additional allocation of 2 million ringgit to UMS for the same purpose during his trip to Sabah. On another note, Anwar said the country's two top revenue collectors made impressive collections last year, helping the government to strengthen its coffers. He said that the Inland Revenue Board, IRB, had recorded 183 billion ringgit in collection for 2023, whereas the Customs Department collected 55 billion ringgit.
Sebab tu ketutup pegawai dia kena garang sikit. Jadi mencecah, kita akhirnya dapat memenuhi unjuran yang tidak selalu dicapai, dan tapi kalau custom memang lebih daripada yang diunjurkan.
Anwar also said he had given government-linked companies and government-linked investment companies to reduce their foreign investment portfolios. The Prime Minister said all parties must play their part to boost domestic investment.
Mengenai penemuan seorang remaja orang kelainan upaya OKU yang dikurung di dalam sebuah rumah sehingga badannya kurus kering umpama mayat.
Sebelum Firdaus dijumpai itu, dia masih ingat, dia kata last dimandikan Firdaus 5 bulan sebelum itu. So 5 bulan Firdaus tidak dimandikan dan tidak ditukar pakaian.
Still on Nightline. About 590,000, or more than 80% of the residents in Pulau Pinang, will face a scheduled water supply interruption for 4 days starting at 6 a.m. to make way for repair work at the Sungai Dua Treatment Plant, WTP. The State's Water Supply Corporation, PBAPP, said it expects at least 101 areas in the Seberang Perai Utara and Seberang Perai Tengah districts to receive water supply after 48 hours. Whereas a total of 157 areas involving SPT, Seberang Perai Selatan, as well as the northeast and southwest of the island, will have water supply restored after 72 hours. However, for the convenience of residents during the disruption, PBAPP will use 99 water tankers to deliver water supply to the affected users from January 10th to 14th. PBAPP Chief Executive Officer K. Pathmanathan said it would also install a total of 97 static water tanks. He said PBAPP plans to supply about 1.85 million litres of treated water throughout the period of water supply disruption through tankers and static tanks placed in the affected areas. There is no restriction on foreigners buying subsidized packet cooking oil, but they are still subject to the same purchase limits as Malaysians. Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Minister Dato' Armizan Muhammad Ali said the ban to prevent foreigners from buying subsidized goods had not been implemented, but his ministry had received suggestions regarding the matter.
Cuma di pasaraya kita dah sebut bahawa untuk setiap pembelian itu kita kawal hanya untuk had pembelian 3 paket, tetapi untuk larangan kepada warga asing itu memang setakat ini tidak dibuat sebarang larangan. Ada cadangan, ada syor tertentu, tetapi itulah apa mekanisme untuk kita pantau. Kita larang, tetapi larang boleh, tetapi peruncit itu lagi pelaksanaan. Kalau ada orang nampak, okey, orang nampak ambil gambar dan sebagainya, tetapi apa mekanismenya?
He was speaking to the media after a working visit to Selangor's Port Klang on Tuesday. The minister was commenting on whether the ban is in place following a number of videos uploaded on social media of Malaysians castigating traders who sold subsidized items to foreigners. Armizan also said the ministry is auditing refineries and cooking oil packaging companies going back to October 2023, looking into leakage or malpractice. In another development, Amizan explained that he was aware of the situation of more costly Indian onions. He said the increase in price of Indian onions occurred following the restrictions imposed by the country until March 31st, as they are facing elections to ensure sufficient domestic supply.
Itu dasar kerajaan luar yang beyond us, di luar kawalan kita. Ini isu apabila kita sistem sedia ada kalau kita terlalu bergantung kepada barang daripada luar. Jadi polisi kerajaan tertentu kita tidak dapat untuk mengawal polisi tersebut.
He added that the Agriculture and Food Security Ministry was also taking steps to stabilise the price of the item by increasing imports from other countries. More often than not, palliative care is associated with death, and this is understandable. But there's more to palliative care than dispensing medicine or serving meals to someone who's terminally ill. FMT's Natasha Bust and Amira Huda take a look at what palliative care nurses go through every day.
Palliative care is about making sure that patients, the family members, the caregivers, and whoever that involved with the care will be comfortable, will have good quality of life. The most important thing is for us to hear what is important to them, what is valuable to them, preserve their dignity.
Home-based palliative care nurse Nadia's daily routine revolves around visiting and providing care to different patients at their homes.
We do look after patients with cancer and other types of illnesses like kidney failure, lung failure, nerve issues like motor neuron disease.
Her patients also include those with dementia and Parkinson's. While some might find her job somewhat depressing, she embraces it with a unique perspective. She considers herself not just a healthcare provider, but a friend and companion to her patients.
There will be a time that you feel very sad. There will be a time that you feel very satisfied, because when you go through the patient's suffering, their journey of life, their journey of the illness, and the family members.
At the same time, Nadia also leans on her colleagues to get through difficult cases.
We don't carry this burden alone because we have team members to support us at any time. My organization is giving us so much support in dealing with our emotion, in dealing with the challenging cases that involve our emotion and feelings. So I think that is how we have been coping for the past years.
Noor Amira Zamri, a palliative care nurse at a private hospital, finds solace in her unit's debriefing sessions.
Then we will sit together and talk about it. If we think we need to cry, then we cry.
Having to care for seriously ill patients and being by their side has taught Amira to be more appreciative of life.
I always take that as a positive thing. Always God want me to have this, to make me appreciate my family and friends more. So because I have this time.
Given the nature of their jobs, Nadia hopes there will be more recognition for palliative nurses like her.
We are not only the nurses, we also the doctors, we are the pharmacists, we also the physiotherapists, social worker, we are the counselors. So we are doing so much. But no one sees this as an important aspect in the delivering care to the community.
Natasha Bust and Amira Huda, FMT for Nightline.
Coming up after this break, Chinese satellite launch triggers alarm in Taiwan. News from the front when we return. Stay tuned.
Kepingan daging empuk dihiasi bawang segar, bertambah nikmat dengan sos lada hitam kegemaran ramai. Prosperity Burger kembali.
Pangkalan data utama atau padu, ketahui fungsinya untuk mengukur sosioekonomi rakyat.
Alah,
kenapa?
Gatallah kulit kepala ni. Kulit kepala kering. Kalau ada masalah kulit kepala, jangan ambil mudah.
Fenomena ribut solar, fahami, jangan buat andai sendiri ya.
Isu rawatan estetik murah kembali buat Ona. Ramai yang dah menjadi mangsa.
Tahun baru, misi penuhi tabungan dalam soal wang.
Semua ini dalam MSI, Isnin hingga Jumaat 9.30 pagi.
Juga stream HD ditonton.
Learn strategies for staying ahead in the financial battlefield. Your key insights into finance, money matters every Saturday 5 p.m. only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
We're back with news on the foreign front. The Gaza Health Ministry stated that the Zionist regime committed 12 massacres throughout the Gaza Strip on the 95th day of the war, resulting in 126 Palestinians being killed and 241 others wounded. In the last few hours, the Israeli attacks have intensified in Khan Yunis city, killing 11 Palestinians, while its drone attacks on Palestinian residents and evacuees at Nasser Hospital left several people injured. In the occupied West Bank, 3 Palestinians were shot dead and 14 others were injured in brutal Israeli overnight raids. 3 Hezbollah members were also killed in an airstrike on their vehicle in the southern town of Gandourieh, a day after a senior commander was similarly attacked. To date, the death toll in Gaza has surged to 23,210 Palestinians, with over 59,100 others wounded. Taiwan on Tuesday issued an island-wide air raid alert after a Chinese satellite flew over its southern airspace days before a crucial presidential election. The security alert was sent by the Defense Ministry to mobile phone users in Taiwan after 3 p.m. local time, around the same time Beijing announced the successful launch of its Einstein probe satellite, which it says will gather astronomical data. Taiwan's foreign minister, in the meantime, described the launch as part of a pattern of harassment towards Taiwan, similar to the recent cases of Chinese balloons spotted over the island. The alert came amid preparations in Taiwan for elections next week. South Korea's parliament passed a bill on Tuesday to ban the eating and selling of dog meat, a move that will end the controversial centuries-old practice amid growing support for animal welfare. Proposed by the ruling party and with rare bipartisan support, the bill was passed by an overwhelming 208 votes, with 2 abstentions in the single-chamber parliament. The legislation, set to come into force by 2027, aims to end the centuries-old practice of humans eating dog meat. The new law focuses on the dog meat trade. Those convicted of butchering dogs face up to 3 years in prison, while people found guilty of raising dogs for meat or selling dog meat could serve a maximum of 2 years. At least 3 people were killed during a shooting in a Minnesota hotel in the United States on Monday night. The Cloquet Police Department said they were alerted about the incident at around 6:30 p.m. local time when an employee reported that another hotel worker had been attacked. Upon arriving at the scene, authorities found a 22-year-old woman with a gunshot wound. She was then taken to the nearest hospital where she was pronounced dead. Officers also said that a 35-year-old man was found dead from a gunshot wound in a car in the hotel parking lot. Meanwhile, it was learned that the suspect, a 32-year-old man, was also found dead outside on the hotel property, apparently from a self-inflicted gunshot wound with a firearm next to him. The cause of the incident has yet to be identified, and the investigation into the case is underway. Up next, shaky start for national team in the 2024 Malaysia Open. Sports right after this breather. Stay tuned.
Terbaru di Tonton.
Terkenal sebagai pejuang rakyat. Suara rakyat. Sekarang ni kita nak kena cari Nana dengan cepat.
Siapa mati ada orang lain ganti. Aku ada jalan keluar.
Muat turun dan layan tonton sekarang. Semua favourite anda di sini.
mengenai penemuan seorang remaja orang kelainan upaya OKU yang dikurung di dalam sebuah rumah sehingga badannya kurus kering umpama mayat.
Sebelum Firdaus dijumpai itu, dia masih ingat, dia kata last dimandikan Firdaus 5 bulan sebelum itu. So 5 bulan Firdaus tidak dimandikan dan tidak ditukar pakaian.
Over to sports news now, badminton. The 2024 Petronas Malaysia Open kicked off on Tuesday as badminton fans eager to witness and support shuttlers from all over the world to compete on this international stage. However, it was a disappointing start for the home fans as a number of highly anticipated national favourites faced unexpected defeats and were eliminated during the first round matches. Nightline's Adrina Lee has the story.
Held at the iconic Axiata Arena, each cheer resonates in intense battles among shuttlers, transforming the venue into a vibrant stage. As shuttlers vie for points to qualify for the 2024 Olympics in this prestigious BWF World Tour Super 1000 event, fans enthusiastically rallied behind their favourite shuttlers, hoping for victorious performance in the matches.
Walaupun baru first day kan, okey lah sebab happy lah sebab nampak sambutan meriah lah, macam orang pun datang support.
Of course lah, daripada fans mesti kita harap everyone boleh qualify to Olympic. Tapi but then pertandingan ada menang ada kalah, but no matter what kita orang as a fan still support orang. So tapi kita orang letak expectation yang tinggi, of course.
Because this is a very big event, I mean big tournament, so we feel very happy to attend this event.
Despite putting up a valiant fight, the national team had a shaky start to the campaign after moments of tough setbacks in the first round of the tournament. National shuttlers, including professional men's singles player Lee Zichia, women's doubles pair Buletin Anita, as well as mixed doubles pair Tan Kan Meng, Lai Pei Jing, suffered an early exit as they failed to clear the opening round. Mixed doubles duo Goh Sun Huat, Siobhan Lai Jimmy, along with the men's doubles world number 12 pair Ong Yu Sin, Teo Yi Yi, emerged as the sole pairs to progress to the second round. However, there are still hopes for Malaysia as the remaining national shuttlers gear up for another first round match on Wednesday. Filled with excitement, the 2024 Malaysia Open will showcase thrilling battles among top-notch shuttlers as thousands of fans gather to show their unwavering support to our own shuttlers. As the tournament progresses over the next 5 days, it is Malaysia's hope to see 15 of our national shuttlers demonstrate high determination in their quest to secure the coveted titles. Adrina Lee, Nightline, TV3.
On to football, the international friendlies. Malaysia's head coach Kim Pan Gon declared that Harimau Malaya are well-oiled for the Asian Cup after Tuesday's 2-2 draw with Syria in a closed-door match in Doha.
And a good start, and we was confident with ranking 91. I'm very happy performance with the first half especially. And today we want to give everybody a minute to change a lot in second half.
The head coach said this to the media after the friendly match. Earlier, Malaysia took the lead through Arif Aiman Muhammad Hanapi in the 39th minute, and the score stayed until half-time. Syria then equalised through Pablo Sabag in the 70th minute before Ibrahim Hessar added their second 4 minutes later. Despite conceding 2 goals in just 4 minutes, Malaysia fought back and naturalised forward Paulo Josue levelled the score in the 78th minute. Malaysia is in Group E of the Asian Cup and will start their campaign against Jordan on January 15th. Still on football, the English FA Cup. Manchester United eased the pressure on head coach Erik ten Hag by ensuring there was no third-round shock in a 2-0 win at League One Wigan Athletic on Tuesday. Diogo Dalot opened the scoring for the Red Devils in the 22nd minute. In the second half, United secured their second goal with a controversial penalty from Bruno Fernandes in the 74th minute, marking their first away win since November. The Red Devils were also handed a favourable draw in the fourth round, facing either non-league Eastleigh or Newport County from League Two in Monday's draw. Coming up next after this break, Umra agency charged with failing to comply with tribunal order. Don't go away.
Alif Sata. Ada twist dia kat ujung, nantikan.
Menyeramkan.
Yes, dia memang seram. Saya banyak kali ambil yang bekas popcorn tu tutup mata.
Mengerikan sangat-sangat. Jump scare all the time.
Sentuhan ni masih ada, berbisa lagi.
Saya bagi 10++.
10, no, 110. Memang sangat-sangat best, tak ada bosan langsung.
Kalau 10, saya bagi dia 7.
7/10.
8/10.
Tayangan 10 malam pastinya menembusi imajinasi, mengundang misteri dan menghidupkan aksi. Anak Perjanjian Syaitan, 5 Januari.
Anak yang kau kandung tu, anak benih syaitan, kau tahu tak?
Too Fast, Too Furious, 12 Januari.
I want to keep your eyes on the road, Playboy.
Fast and Furious, 19 Januari.
I didn't know there were any rules.
The Thieves, 26 Januari.
Ready, action!
Melangkah ke aras baru 2024 bersama kami. TV3 sentiasa bersamamu.
Welcome back. In Terengganu, a former ship captain pleaded not guilty in the Kuala Terengganu Sessions Court to 3 charges of embezzling 61,000 litres of diesel involving a loss of 97,600 ringgit in February last year. According to the charges, 38-year-old Azli Muhammad Noor was accused of breach of trust by employing the diesel from the tanker Al-Kafi Chief. The alleged offence was committed between February 12th and 15th last year around the Kuala Terengganu waters. He was charged under the Penal Code and can be jailed for 14 years, whipping and a fine if convicted. The court set bail at 15,000 ringgit and fixed February 21st for re-mention of the case. A female assistant manager of a company linked to the Communications and Digital Ministry has been remanded for 4 days amid suspicions of taking an 18,000 ringgit bribe from a company director to ensure the success of a well-known rock concert last August. The remand order was issued by Magistrate Khairunisa Hasni after a request was made by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, in Malacca. The court allowed the 37-year-old suspect to be remanded for 4 days starting Tuesday. According to sources, preliminary investigations found that the suspect helped the company director secure approval for the concert grant under the agency, amounting to 300,000 ringgit. In return, the suspect is believed to have requested a commission of 10 to 20%, amounting to up to 18,000 ringgit. The case is being probed under the MACC Act 2009. Over in Negeri Sembilan, a company handling Umrah packages and its director were charged at the Seremban Magistrates Court on Tuesday with failing to comply with an order by the Malaysian Consumer Claims Tribunal, or TTPM, to pay claims totaling 41,920 ringgit to 2 women. The company, Prasada Oasis Travel and Tours Sdn Bhd, represented by its director Muhammad Firdaus Ahmad, 38, pleaded guilty to the charge before Magistrate Nur Hafiza Ishak. They were charged with failing to comply with the TTPM award order for the company to pay 27,880 ringgit and 14,040 ringgit in claims made by the 2 women within 14 days from the date the award was issued, which was on June 27, 2023. The charge was framed under the Consumer Protection Act 1999, which provides a maximum fine of 10,000 ringgit or imprisonment for up to 2 years or both. The court set February 22nd for the mention of the case and sentencing. As we wrap up Nightline this time around, we take a look at the 5th edition of the Dakar Rally in Saudi Arabia, where racers from around the world traverse much tougher terrain than conventional rallying, all while competing for the title. With that, I'm Anita. Thank you for tuning in and be well, Malaysia.